All right, I'm going to show you how to do the hub assembly on a Nissan Cube. I did most of the work already. I'm just going to kind of walk through the steps. There weren't a ton of videos on YouTube, so I just wanted to shoot this and hopefully this could be helpful. So this is the new hub assembly I replaced. So we have the axle bolt here, so I'm just going to kind of go through. So to get the hub assembly off, we obviously have to remove the axle bolt. I think it's a 36 millimeter or 33. I'm not 100% sure. I ended up using, I found a, what was it? I don't know, 1 13/16, I think, is what it was. I didn't have a millimeter. It worked, but I think it might have been just a touch loose when I was doing it. But used a breaker bar just to get it nice and snug. You don't want to go crazy, but you definitely want it snug. Also, these two bolts here that attach it to the strut assembly, you need to take these out. These were 13/16 I used on these to get these out. They were a bit of a pain. Mine, everything I had was pretty rusty. And then we also have on the back side, see if I can show this. Not getting a great view of that, but. All right, can't really see it, but we have 17 millimeter bolts. So if you see right here on the back side, there's 17 millimeter bolts. There's 3 of those that have to get taken out to get the hub assembly off. And then I have to get a new cotter pin. Mine broke, so that's why I can't finish the job here. You should have a cotter pin that goes in here as well. And then also, obviously you got to put the rotor back on here, and then you put the caliper and pads back on. I just used a nice bucket to put that on, but really it's a pretty straightforward job. Once you get the brakes off, so you take the wheel off, obviously, then you take off the caliper, and it's just these 2 bolts here. I think those were 17 millimeter as well. And then you can slide that off, put it on a bucket, so you don't have to worry about the brake line there. And then just take the rotor off. Mine was all rusted on, so I had to hammer it off, but normally it should hopefully just slide off pretty well. And then your next step is gonna be get this nut off, and then you're gonna have to get these 2 bolts out, and then you just gotta get the 3 bolts on the back out. And then you're gonna pull, obviously, the biggest reason you have to get these 2 out is because one of these bolts, this top one here, that one won't just, you can't really get a ratchet back there or socket. So if you could, you wouldn't even have to take off these. And I think I saw a video that someone tried to do that. So theoretically you could do that, but it's not a ton of work as long as yours aren't really rusted on. I had to do a little bit of work to get those off, but it wasn't a big deal. And then you just slide out the CV here. So not a huge deal. Mine actually slid right out once I got this bolt off and once I got those out. So pretty straightforward, not a huge deal. A little bit of a pain in the butt, especially you got some rust going on, which I did. But I hope that was helpful. Again, this is mine's a 2009 Nissan Cube. Should be the same for all Cubes. Thanks.